Silencer.
Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup by Smashcast TV. We have the last match of the day, the last match of the group stages, the last match of the best of two. It's the last match for everything except for the ProDota Cup American region, of course, sponsored by XBet. And this ProDota Cup, of course, sponsored by this amazing website called XBet, who offers live betting on all ProDota Cup matches, offering the best odds and the highest payouts. Win with XBet, use bonus code BOUNTYX to deposit and get 100 euros free. And now, going into this last game, everything's on the line. If Big Fan managed to win this game, Midas Club Elite are out. If Unknown Team managed to win this game, that means that Big Fan will be duking it out against the guys at Midas Club Elite, seeing who won the fastest game and thus who will pass on to the playoffs in the group stage after the group stages for the ProDota Cup. Before we get into the draft, allow me to present myself. My name is DSwordfish, and I'll be here with Vätte for this last match of the day. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello, everyone, and finally, Big Fan are actually going for a quite a strong pick. They reveal Clock and Faceless Void in the first stage and filling up with Invoker in the third pick. It seems like a very risky plan, and from side of an Unknown Team, we already see Silencer to prevent this deadly combo from a side of a Big Fan, plus they get a Earth Spirit and Nature's Prophet. A lot of a ganking potential. Question is it a core Silencer or a position 5? I think that most likely is going to be position 5 Silencer, and they will get their some kind of aggressive mid laner plus carry, maybe even we should think about what can be working well with Nature's Prophet. Juggernaut is still not banned out. Maybe pretty decent, especially when you're playing against such heroes as an Invoker, yet Chronosphere and Hookshot may shut you down considerably. But oh well, let's take a look what Unknown Team will surprise us with. Now, most likely they may pick a mid laner because they already know the off lane plus the mid lane from side of a Big Fan also as both supports is going to be Jakiro plus Clockwork. So they already know what to fight with. The problem from their side, they don't have that much of a lockdown now. They got a stun from the Earth Spirit, but that's pretty much it, unfortunately. So probably they will try to get some kind of a core heroes with stun, and here it comes Lina on the mid lane, at least one AoE stun, Allied Strike Array, maybe pretty decent, and with Nature's Prophet and Earth Spirit it will be pretty easy to kill Invoker in the mid lane, especially on the early stages of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the early stage of the game will definitely go for Unknown, of course, like I said. I mean, it's the Silencer itself as well, right? It's just a hero that can really snowball from there, so it really depends on how many kills they also get here in Unknown and how much they can take advantage of, like you said, these stronger lanes they have. However, Big Fan, once you get to the mid game especially, and if the Faceless Void and Invoker have their necessary items, around minute 17, that the game completely shifts in terms of domination. Because the Global Silence can stop the Chrono in combination with the Invoker, but of course, if you do get off those spells, there's just nothing you can do as a Lina. It's particularly easy to catch a Lina as well on a Chronosphere, and of course the Hookshot Rocket Flare to boot. And Unknown Team themselves will be banning out their last hero. What could they ban out here? Is Faceless Void even a carry or an off lane? I want to say it's probably going to be a carry, so they're going to ban out Sanking for now.
So yeah, I guess the same way is that about this way, and they need to get some kind of a carry. Juggernaut wasn't banned out at all, and to be honest, I like Juggernaut, but still, I would want to see something with a stun, and Big Fan probably expected something like Sven, so they banned it out. Not that much of an options for Unknown Team, but 1 minute and 30 seconds to decide. They still don't know if it's going to be on Faceless Void or anyone else, but whoa, Aquad, that's a new hero.
What is this hero in the game? I can't even tell. That hero, interesting with what they have on this. I wasn't expecting that carry whatsoever. It's actually a really good hero against Faceless Void in general. He's able to really deal damage with the Flux, of course, against this Faceless Void in the middle of the Chrono, because you're going to be alone. Always. The Spark Blaze are really good to zone out the Faceless Void as well. The Invoker doesn't do well against him. If you do decide to run him against in the middle lane at some point, or just to carry, or sorry, run him, literally like make him run towards the middle lane, try to kill the Invoker. It's easy to kill him with a Spark Blaze setup, and of course with the Light Strike Array, you already have enough stuns to set up for all those purges. And now Big Fan have to answer this. The objective, yeah, Luna, not a bad hero to deal with the Arc Warden, especially with the Split Push and Nature's Prophet. But still gonna be a hard game for Big Fan. I actually do like this Arc Warden pick very much.
Well, from side of a Big Fan, if they will manage to get the Chronosphere off in Solix, for example, and there won't be any Global Silence. They will destroy whomever will be in the fight with the Macrofire plus Luna. They get a lot of damage on Chrono, but they're relying on it too much, it feels like, what they will do without their spells. I guess they can push quite efficiently with Luna and Invoker, but is it going to be enough? Because Nature's Prophet and Aquadan are not that easy to deal with.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard mid game for the guys at Big Fan when if these guys do get the snowball properly. Unknown will start to get towers very early, try to get Lina to be the main damage dealer, allowing to have a lot of space for Arc Ward and Nature's Prophet. You have a lot of global potential with the Earth Spirit and the Silencer in general because of their natural mobility, and of course Nature's Prophet on top of that. And that means that either Big Fan goes as 5 and forces 5-on-5 engagements, which benefit them a lot, or they just lose the game slowly and steadily as the split pushing starts dominating and over them.
Yep. Well, let's see how it's going to work out. So the previous map was won by the Unknown team. Question is, will Big Fan be able to take a revenge or not? Well, I'm not sure actually if they will be able to defend Invoker on the mid lane. You're going to play against Nature's Prophet plus Lina plus of Spirit. That's a lot of aggression from the side of a UMK. And without securing this farm on Invoker, maybe it will be hard to win the game because you rely on him quite heavily. Plus, there are plenty of heroes who are getting super close to Luna. But I don't know. There's too much grit, it feels like, from the side of a Big Fan, both having Luna and Invoker. It's kind of nasty. You need to defend this both cores plus Faceless Void. I know that sometimes he doesn't need that much on the Power Threads and the Vlads, for example, or some kind of a surprise Shadow Blade, but still, will take a lot of time to farm the necessary items.
We'll see. Actually, Gian going really deep in. They can use Double Breath, hit him with both, Battery Assault as well, stopping the Rolling Boulder. You can't Rolling Boulder with Battery Assault hits you unless you really, really well time it. Kind of hard to do. Battery Assault on level 1 though, but Gian's being body blocked immediately, and hey! He tricks them! Well, gonna go the other way. Rolling Boulder not gonna complete, like we said. That's gonna be a first blood for the Clockwork. They could have left it for the Invoker. Oh, actually, no, they couldn't. Sorry, wrong team. I'm looking at the last game. So, yeah, that's gonna be first blood for the Clockwork. Simple stuff.
Yep. Well, and what's pretty interesting that they are leaving Luna solo on the top lane against Nature's Prophet and running an aggressive tri-lane with Faceless Void? What? That's an interesting decision, yet kind of a questionable one in my opinion, even though Luna is fairly fast. She doesn't have the highest attack range, and with Nature's Call, it feels like Nature's Prophet will be able to zone out Kenny fairly easy. So, that's an interesting decision. Cash, where are you going to go? Yeah, he's getting a TP, so most likely on the top lane. But I'm not sure about that. That needs a little bit of a defense for his Luna. Yep. That's a Jakiro plus Luna on the top lane against Sword on Nature's Prophet. And on the mid lane, J-Mari fights against Ghana. Look at the poor Earth Spirit. Meanwhile, here comes the Sunstrike and the solo kill for Clockwork. That's pretty surprising. And already 2 kills for Clock with his boots of speed. The Korea fortunately survived this. Already brought a self for Lina. That could have been a kill on a Korea. But meanwhile, on the top lane, actually, Sword tries to run away. Was body blocked by Cash, but the dual breath was missed. And most likely he's going to survive, or actually he may trade for Cash. A lot of Treants they keep on chasing, yet they're not that fast, and Jakiro runs away. A lot of swag from Sword. Well, interesting lanes.
J-Mari is now fighting versus the Invoker and the Clockwork alone. Battery Assault not gonna find him. In the end, for now, the guys at Big Fan are actually winning the lanes, which is surprising. They're giving a lot of space to the Arc Ward in the bottom lane, of course, but sacrificing all the farm on this potential Void. Well, actually, not even all the farm, because you're getting a decent amount of farm regardless. They're just ensuring that the mid and, of course, top lane work well, and they're also forcing the Earth Spirit to join in Sword, which is not the ideal situation, as Earth Spirit would like to just go into the mid lane. Now, we may start seeing some rotations from alone at one point, try to secure some lanes, especially for this Lina in the mid lane, especially as J-Monitor starts getting those levels, gets a level of Light Strike Array, it is now able to actually kill the Invoker.
Well, in the bottom lane, meanwhile, actually, Faceless Void is running questionable directions, and he's going actually for Bounty Rune. It doesn't feel like Aquaden actually having any issues with this Void. He got the same level as the both Aquaden and Silencer, who are sharing experience. Meanwhile, Clockwork on the top lane, he doesn't have that much mana, but at least he got a Mango. But I'm not sure if he really wants to mess with Sword, especially without the support of his team.
Yeah, it sort of still has a pretty strong zone out ability in the early game, especially with the face boots he's going for directly. The damage is a bit too hard, and they just can't attack him without a lot of supporting really joining in, especially because you don't really know what the Earth Spirit is. That's a big factor currently. The Earth Spirit has been playing out of vision most of the time. Now he's just been revealed by this ward, but that's pretty much it. And so you don't entirely know where it's going to come from and where he can attack you and counter your initiation. In fact, he's going to go onto this Invoker. Great stun. Rolling Boulder will catch him. Wow, Jian, perfectly timed. He even knew that the Invoker would walk slightly this way and got him the Rolling Boulder just barely grazing him. Perfect kill there. Job Unknown.
Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Enough almost managed to get a kill on the Rose. And, well, life is getting even more tough for him. No mana on Silence anymore, so he can't harass that efficiently yet. Void is rehabilitating in the game. Dreaming of getting permanent shield one day, and look at him, he's actually going on the Aqua, and he believes that with the time lock he will be able to finish him off, yet there is no lucky bashes. 2 points in the time lock on Faceless Void. That's kind of a cocky build in my opinion.
Yeah, it is quite cocky, especially early on. You might want to get 2 points in time lock early, but hey, Jmadi in the middle lane. There's a Sunstrike, it will hit, and Jmadi, they knew exactly where he was going to go. Gunner is also another sniper with a Sunstrikes, and they will sacrifice a clock for this kill, but definitely worth it for the guys at Big Fan.
Well, Clockwork makes a lot of good rotations, but this time, fortunately, wasn't on his side, unfortunately. And let's take a look at this. There's a region rune on the bottom, probably... or whom? Question is, it's going to lay down there for a while, or Clockwork will... Nah, he's simply ignoring it. And time to join Void on the bottom lane. They know that there is no mana on Silence, and he's actually taking an interesting path. Maybe it's time to back off for alone, because Clockwork is fairly fast. 2 points in Battery Assault, and they're going for Rose instead. He got no mana almost at all, and it's going to be Assault. No.
Oh, yeah, that's a dead Rose. Battery Assault, too much damage, and now that they kill the Arc Ward, and next objective is alone. Who's going to be left all alone in the bottom lane. Seems like Big Fan are quite committed to getting into this ProDota Cup. They don't want to lose just yet. And by doing so, they're taking some nice lanes off the enemy team. Putting a lot of pressure, especially into this Arc Warden now in the bottom lane. I like how much aggression the Void is putting out. Even if he has little assets, that time lock build is working out because of the support.
Yep. Putting a lot of pressure on the Aquaden is important, and Luna actually Luna is actually doing worse than Aquaden. What's pretty funny that one of the top networks is actually roaming Clockwork. I would never believe that I would say that when I see both Luna and Aquaden in the teams. But meanwhile, on the top lane, Cash tries to run away, and most likely they will get a kill on Jian. He still got a ult smash. Oh, that was a nice guess. Unfortunately, didn't really work out. Kenny, he's a very fast Luna bean. Sprouts are being missed. Well, Cash probably will lose his life. Trians, they keep on chasing to him. They're being frozen. One hit away.
Oh, but he just got a face boot. That's enough damage to kill the Jakiro. That face boot's actually probably got him the kill. Otherwise, he wasn't able to. And in the bottom lane, Rose, Sunstrike to the face. Rolling Boulder couldn't save him in time, of course. And Jian says, hey, I want to die too. Don't let my Invoker die alone. As they continue to hit him, time lock, lucky time lock, ensures that this is a dead Earth Spirit. As the Luna dies in the top lane, Ice Path to finish off Sword. He died the tower a bit too far. Will they finish him off? Dual Breath is level 2, so that's definitely a dead Nature's Prophet. And they burn him to bits.
Well, okay, probably on the lane without the Bloodbath currently on it. It's mid one. Yet, probably time to rotate from Clockwork. They're using a Shrine. He's only level 4 though, but he got a Face Boots, and maybe they will catch up to Jmadi. Cold Snap being used. He's trying to get a Light Strike away off. He goes the Laguna Blade, and
just walked into it.
Well, even probably that's the time when Greed was actually good. Stay for the Crypts and not die to the Sunstrike. Meanwhile, Clockwork trapping Nature's Prophet, trying to run away. Zone everyone out with the Treants. Does not really work out. Jakiru actually deals so much damage. 3 points in the dual breath plus Ice Path for security.
Of course, that one level of Ice Path pretty important as well to cancel TPs, right? Because your other support Clockwork, that's the easiest time of canceling TPs from afar, so you can't really rotate and do that. That said, in the bottom lane, we see some aggression from Enough. In this time, he might be punished, already silenced, the Flux onto him, but he goes near the creep so he doesn't get damaged. This guy knows how to play against an Arc Warden, apparently. Spark Wraith, though, might just hit him. He's out of the range of the Spark Wraith, as he can tell. Second Spark Wraith to give vision, and Enough! You don't understand! The Spark Wraith gives vision, buddy! You can't hide behind the trees! Of course, they're still at the ward anyway, so they saw him, but that's beyond the point. Anyway, Rose gonna be attacked by this Clockwork, but Rose might just survive. He buys all his items so he doesn't lose any gold just yet. Rose, oh, the Better Soul just ended, but the Rocket Flare will finish him off, and this Clockwork barely enough mana to kill this Arc Warden. Might survive against alone, and both of them have no mana here. There's Nature's Prophet joining in, and oh god, Clockwork survives this engagement.
And there is no Wraith of Nature to punish this Clockwork, but oh my, running around 5 kills, 8 minutes in the game. And one of the top networks has a roaming Clockwork. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, J Mighty gets another kill on Gunna with his Laguna Blade.
And top lane, Eclipse gets wasted completely by Rose, but we still see a support battle. Jian going a bit further against this Cash. Still wants to kill him. He has more mana. There's no vision of him in the high ground. Rolling Boulder available, but of course Luna will just come by. And could have just killed Jian if he didn't decide to TP there, so that was the safer play to make. Alright,
Invoker's... the Faceless Void is only level 5 finally. He got his Chronosphere. Probably it's a decent setup with Invoker, but he still didn't manage to get his Midas even, yet he is fairly close to his TP from Jakiru. Macropire up. Most likely it's going to be a dead Nature's Prophet. Nah, they don't want to commit that much. I think it would have been worth to commit a Chronosphere for a kill on Nature's Prophet, to be honest. It's one of the top net worths and would have helped Faceless Void to rehabilitate in the game a little bit. But I guess they're going for saving up Chronosphere for the better times, you know, that 5-man Chronos.
Yeah, of course. I mean, 5-man Chronos is the way to go. You do have a wombo combo strat, and you're pretty confident. No 5-man Chronos. In fact, this was just a lonely Chrono for a Silencer. So, don't kill Nature's Prophet. Kill the Silencer instead. Actually, yeah, he doesn't have Global Silence. I was going to say, no reason for this. Alright, well, I guess it's a kill, though.
Yeah, at least they're delaying this Global Silence, which can really mess up with them. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Arc Warden level 6, also going for a Hand of Midas against level 7 on Luna. And interesting build on Luna, so he got a Boots of Speed and Morbid Mask without even completing Power Threads or anything. And it's going to be a Mask of Madness, so Luna will farm very fast, but Mask of Madness, especially when you're playing against Lina, one lucky smoke and you're dead with one spell.
In the top lane, Rose, who now switched here, has his ultimate, and it's not that easy to actually gank him anymore. They want to go onto this Luna. The Boulder Smash will hit him. Yo-Yo of Death, Rolling Boulder as well to slow him down, and there's no way Kenny is surviving this amount of damage. Rose even committed the second cologne, but Rose is losing his life really quickly. The second cologne has to kill him, but away with the hook shot from downtown. They finish him off. Sunstrike as well to kill the Silencer, and even though the Clockwork dies with him, it's Clockwork dying after the Silencer, meaning he did not lose any intelligence there.
Well, Gunna is too busy farming in the jungle now. He's on his way to Aghanim Scepter. Meanwhile, J-Mary is farming considerably far, but he knows that there is no hookshot. Everything from side of a Big Fan was committed on the top lane for an Aquadan kill. But at least there is another tower. It feels like for UNK, Big Fan won't be able to defend that in time. Or, meanwhile, here comes the Jakiru. Got 2 points in the Ice Path. Trying to deny? No, he's going for a kill. It's that dual breath, 4 points. I'm not sure if Sword will be able to survive that. Yep, he's tipping out with securing the dual breath with an Ice Path. Jakiru actually lost his chance to kill Nature's Prophet, but there is no other way around. You can't really catch up to Nature's Prophet when he's having his face boots plus drums.
Oh, there's the clone of the Arc Warden. I'm trying to help him out with the Flux. But of course, too many Heap Creeps around, not that effective of a skill. That is not even a Flux max build, actually. It's a Swark Wraith max build. Interesting. Sword comes in. They got the Sprout onto this Clockwork. He's been stopped. Where's the Boulder Smash? Ooh, really off. That Boulder Smash, but not timed precisely there. Yeah, enough will be taking a bit of damage from the Flux, but it's only level 2, so it's not really that big a deal, even if he does take a bit of damage out of it. And with this Unknown, we'll try to take this tower, but is it the safest of plays? After all, they still have a Chrono available, and the Chrono's going to come onto 2, though! The Geomantic Grip stopping him. Sunstrike will hit the Arc Coordinate, and they will get that kill. However, Sword, no, he's not able to make it out of here alive. The Luna comes in with the Eclipse, destroys 2 of them, but not enough to kill any of them Cogs to stop the TP, and also to kill his Earthshaker. And in the end, Unknown lose the advantage they had with this kill in the bottom lane.
Yeah, now there's a shrine for the big fan, but there is a Global Silence finally up. Maybe it's time for UNK to try to group up. There's a double damage. Most likely Cash will take it, or actually leave it to Gunna. Yet Gunna won't be able to get his Aghanims fairly soon. Lina goes for Bloodstone, already got a recipe in the backpack. Level 12. Oh. And now they are uniting with Nature's Prophet. Question 4. What? There's no objectives here, no towers. Most likely Sword will rotate further into the jungle after that. J Mighty, be mad. What are you doing here? Go away, don't take my farm. I want to get my Bloodstone man. Meanwhile, Clockwork committed a hook shot. That was a nice guess by Jian, but where did this Clockwork go on? But unfortunately not the best one. Global Silence up on Silencer, yet there is no Chronosphere. Probably they won't commit that much. But Silence is standing completely alone, and it may be punished. Will he commit Global to save his life? There's still a time lock there. It feels like Faceless Void will get rid of him with only the time lock. Oh, yep. Unfortunately, there is no way to survive this. And it feels like Global Silence was more of a waste, because there is no need to commit anything from side of a big fan to kill the Silencer. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Rose getting stuck in the Ice Path TP from Nature's Prophet. He will try to trade for Gunna. He doesn't have a Wraith of Nature. Disarm can't really do anything, and losing his life also, it feels like. Dance is not successful. -3. And Big Fan are leading in gold, 2k gold advantage. Meanwhile, J-Mari is going for an easy kill on Gunna. Laguna Blade is already up, level 2. But Big Fan actually, well, wait a second, Gunna, what are you doing here? Here comes the Light Strike Array. Oh, will he be able to survive this? No, Magnetize finishing him off, and J-Mighty will lose his life to Kenny. No, denies. That's an unfortunate Bloodstone as to deny as soon as he got it. Meanwhile, Jian, here comes the stun on both Luna and Clockwork. Enough. Meanwhile, with the time lock, finishes off for a Spirit.
And the Earth Spirit will go down here in the top lane, but at the exchange of an Invoker and Jakiro, overall that trade does end up being kind of even for both teams. Unknown still keeping the, not necessarily a lead, but the lead on their cores, and for Nature's Prophet and Lena, which is important. After all, they're the ones that are going to be winning in the game as it progresses, whereas Big Fan themselves not having so much luck with the farm on the Void, and especially that Luna, which is really falling behind despite the Mask of Madness. You need some time to really farm in the jungle, like you always mention. Mask of Madness, you want to clear out that jungle really early.
But even though he got for a Mask of Madness build, he's only top 4 in the net worth. Top 1 in farm is J-Mari, even though he didn't farm that efficiently, but I guess a couple of kills actually helped him. After Bloodstone, he goes for 4 stuff. That's a must-have when you're playing against Clockwork, and Clockwork actually finished his Blade Mail. He's quite a bit of a threat, I must admit.
And in the bottom lane, we see enough coming in with the Chrono. The objective is alone. But alone, actually, in both senses. And yep, again, another Chrono committed to this. I mean, they're committing a lot. Oh, actually, Nature's Prophet says, hey, I want to die too, but they want to fight, apparently. Jian, though, coming with a Boulder Smash. Is this the best idea? It's a bit hard. Jian might just lose his life as well. Battery Assault, they kill the 2 supports down here, but they did use a Chrono on a Macropyre. And Lena wants to fight this, but J-Mari, is it really the time to do so? I mean, okay, they're gonna go into Jakiro. Laguna's Blade is still available. Void wants to help out. Ice Path will find him. And now the battery's a lot of damage. Sunstrike as well. This Lena will lose her life. A 3rd person to die in this feed train. Choo-choo! As everyone in Unknown says, hey, why don't we just give more gold to Big Fan? That was a very cocky engagement.
Yeah, there's a hook shot still up on Clockwork soon. They'll have a blade mail, and they actually may try to jump on alone because there were already several TPs from side of an unknown team, and I'm not sure if Sword wants to take part in these fights anymore. Hand of Midas, after Drums of Endurance, wants to secure a bit of a farming experience. For him, also additional attack speed. Meanwhile, Gian, I'm not sure if that kind of a fight he really wants to take, but with Sword and Rose, Gunna is turning into a weak target. Oh, Luna running in with the Eclipse. Gunna will be able to survive. No, he's being finished off by Rose. Now they need to run. There is no catching potential. And Clockwork still got a hook shot, but it's not enough to finish off both Spirit and Arc Warden. And Arc Warden is fairly close to getting Maelstrom.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's not actually the most common build for Arc Warden. It's more of a split pushy build to get the extra farm up in the early game. Usually the Shadow Blade or Bloodthorn is preferred, but it does depend on how the game is going. Maelstrom to get a bit of extra gold is not a bad idea. Usually I'll describe that a bit later after the Shadow Blade, but hey, in this case, the Arc Warden does need to recover a bit in terms of farm, so it's very important for him to try to get some of those items, especially a bit of that pushing power, which is also quite important for Unknown, as they are losing a bit of the control of the game. Nature's Prophet is not farmed enough to really be relevant yet in terms of team fights, and they need to start doing a bit of split pushing, and they want to keep themselves relevant, as 5 versus 5 engagements are going to become harder and harder as the game goes on.
Yeah. Well, even though Aquadan doesn't have that much of a farm now, he's still less farm than Luna. Meanwhile, enough actually goes there. He's still got a Chronosphere. Will he commit it? Yep. Oh, that's what we were talking about. They're unable to do anything yet. His little Chrono from the Rose got finished off. Ice Path, TP from the Nature's Prophet. They will try to burst down at least Cash. Meanwhile, have Spirit being trapped and finished off with a Soul Strike alone. Really needs to retreat here, but take a look at the Clockwork. He's not scared at all. Oh man. You need to understand the limits and Sword.
Sword will lose his life. No, man. Anyway, there it seems like the guys from Big Fen will be getting 2 very important kills against the enemy split pushers and more farm for the Invoker without much of him committing to this. Honestly, he's going to go for Trial Boost next because of how little he actually has to be in the team fights. With the Aggregates, it's fantastic. They work so well.
Yep. Already level 16 on minute 19. Not that bad. Well, could have been worse here. J Mari needs to retreat here. Tornado being missed. And Lina is safely running away. Meanwhile, on the bottom tower, which already fell, Luna, also almost level 16, goes for Manta style, and fairly soon she'll be able to get it. Sees a Boots of Travel from Lina and be like, nope, I got a Mask of Madness and there's a Laguna Blade. Nope, I don't want to get in there. But with my buddies, actually, I can go on the J-Mari, and there is no way to save this poor Lina. She just tipped it into her death. Rod of Aether on Jakiro, very decent pickup. Plus, there is a Vlad's on Faceless Void. Question is, what's going to be next? What is he bringing? Is it going to be on Midas? So Midas so late in the game, actually, for Faceless Void.
Yeah, this Faceless Void is, I mean, he got the Vlads early to help his team out, but of course now he's deciding that he needs to get a couple more items, which is why he decided to go for kind of almost a recovery minus because of his lack of gold. And since you're beating the Arc Warden by so much, and the Arc Warden's not really farming that fast, it makes sense. You can really spare those items after the Vlads. But now, Rolling Boulder finds the Luna, and with Magnetize as well, they're going to be able to silence her. Not with the TPs. Everyone's TPing away, and they have no way of blocking this once the Boulder Smash got wasted, and now the Arc Warden himself actually goes down, all to the Clockwork's damage, who, yes, dies himself, but hey, gets a kill on the Arc Warden. Definitely worth it support for Arc.
The only reliable stun from side of Unknown team is probably the Light Strike array plus the Boulder Smash, but it obviously is not enough when you're playing against such a mobile heroes as Luna and Invoker. Plus there is a Faceless Void with his Time Walk, which you probably want to shut down, so he won't be able to get his HP back. And I guess with the Midas, when you're playing with Invoker and Luna, you got all the time in the world to go for the late game, because it favors you so well.
Jakiro, Silent Stun, Laguna's Blade, boom, destroyed. And, well, that's... let's see if they can continue this push. This is not bad. I mean, they lost the Jakiro, but the hook shot from behind stops the Clockwork. Sunstrike also ready. Oh, no! The Sprout saved him! What a great play by Sword! And even stopped the Clockwork from initiating. Global Silence, though, already used up, and Alone will lose his life regardless. Now the Chrono onto 2, and one of them is on the edge, so the Battery Assault can hit it. The objective is Sword. He tries to TP away, but the Tornado will ensure that doesn't happen, as Gian himself will lose his life in the trees. Unknown lose people left and right to Big Fan's damage.
-3 from side of an Unknown team, and quite of a worthy trade of Jakiro. Sword is really unhappy about the things which are going on in the game. Invoker, after Boots of Travel, actually gets a Blink Dagger. Interesting pickup.
Well, the Blink Dagger on... I think it's a good pickup, actually, when you already are doing so much in your team fights, right? You don't really need any more items because you're being... The Blink Dagger will help you against the Nature's Prophet, so I like it. It's not a common pickup anymore, but used to be a very useful on Invoker, especially with a Deafening Blast build if that's his choice. And now, careful, Rose. Battery Cells being divided among 2. Sunstrike will just barely graze him, but it's enough to finish him off. And the Rolling Boulder pushed away, of course, because it doesn't do absolutely anything against a Clockwork. Silenced and destroyed by the Magnetize. And in the end, Sword wants to get another kill. At the very least, Sprout available. And use onto Cash. Boulder Smash as well. And the Tornado might just save him. There's the Meteor, the Ice Path as well. They ensure the kill onto Sword. And the Deafening Blast. They want to use the Macropire, but it's a bit too late. And the cast point too long. However, in comes the Void. And no Chrono doesn't really need it. After all, he has the Earth Spirit in his grasp and will just time lock him to death. Meanwhile, Kenny, during this whole engagement, was actually taking Roshan down and got a free Aegis.
And Gara was stuck on the high ground. That was a great kick by the Earth Spirit, but Luna managed to get a Roche. And Aegis, she's fairly farmed, and not that farmed as an Invoker, but fairly close to Lina. And 10k gold advantage for a Big Fan, even though the high ground is still standing. Tier 2s are still standing, except for the bottom one for the Unknown team. And feels like a game is going much better for Big Fan. We are already in 23 minutes in, and with the lineup from side of an Unknown team, probably we expected some kind of a domination from them at this point of the game. And because the further it goes into the late game, the better it is for a Big Fan. With the Faceless Void plus Invoker plus Luna, it's really hard to fight into this.
It is true, because we already commented on this. Once you get into the mid game and they're farmed enough, and how do you just destroy this, especially with the Global Silence being the only skill that can actually stop this, but the Silence are dying all the goddamn time. I mean, the Flux is going to stop... No, it's not going to stop him at all. The Manta Style helps him out. Boulder Smash, their clips are still available. They want to kill Rose, but it leaves the last Arc Warden behind. Laguna's Blade will stop the Void, and this might be the initiation they were looking for. Kenny wants to make that use of that Eclipse, but the Clockwork is stopping everyone with the Battery Assault and the Cogs. Very well zoned out. They don't want to lose the Aegis just yet. The Ice Path finds too. And where's the help of the Invoker when you need him? In the opposite lane entirely. However, the two supports are doing a good job themselves, killing Rose alone. Invoker finally TPs. Sword is already dead. He's just a cleanup crew at best. A Tornado finding the Earth Spirit, EMP as well with the Ice Path. A perfect combination that ensures the Earth Spirit won't be able to get anywhere. Even with a good Boulder Smash, he dies, and it's time for Kenny to start pushing these towers down.
Well, I'm not sure if they will be able to defend it even with a buyback from Aquad and a tree and...
No, you don't want to sacrifice it now.
Yeah, you don't want to. There's a Luna with Mask of Bandits plus Invoker with Forge Spirits. Not the most probable choice.
There's just no winning situation here, and they kill a Silencer again. That's another Global Silence they won't be able to use for another team fight, because Alone will die before he can use it at all. And with the Liquid Fire plus the Cold Snap, they want to get this kill. The Tornado still available. One last hit. Alone again wasting, or well, unable to use the Global Silence due to his death, and that means that's a tower taken. However, Kenny TP's in the middle of the lane, and of course they punish that. How are they going to punish that? Cash also loses his life. Now Kenny has survived this. No Eclipse to survive this, but the Mask of Madness deals a lot of damage. Imani uses the Laguna's Blade, and she still dies. However, gets the kill onto Kenny. Invoker going a bit too soon and losing his life as well. They did take racks, but at the expense of what? Their 2 cores.
Yep, and they're losing Aegis also, and even though they're on top of the net worth 10k gold advantage, still there's still a hope for a comeback for Unknown team in the next probably 10 minutes, or if there will be some kind of a major misplay from side of a Big Fan. Oh, Clockwork pushes Rose right to the shrine. He's like, alright, I immediately regretted my decision. He used his hookshot. Oh, here comes the Chronosphere. Nature's Prophet. Most likely there won't be enough damage to finish him off. doubting himself. Sword saving. Himself with the sprouts. Rose keep on hitting for Clockwork, even with the blade mount. He doesn't really care about this yet. So 30 HP manages to survive this. Invoker is dead, so no Slam Strike there. Yet our spirit keeps on chasing to the Faceless Void and have to retreat.
For now, it seems like Big Fan and their early domination didn't work so well for them anymore, as the guys at Unknown start taking these kills. Yeah, they do get some structures, but of course, you have to be careful you don't lose this early lead that you've got. However, you do have a Luna now finishing up her butterfly. That's a huge item. It's going to turn a lot of faces. Let's see what Gunner will do here. Tornado EMP finds the Arc Warden together with a Meteor. Where are you going, Rose? Where are you going? They say he's been disarmed. They don't actually have the ability to kill him, as they don't actually see him whatsoever. The Nature's Prophet Wolf guy first. Invoker trying to run over the Ghost Walk. Rose really low on health. Here comes the Void. Kills the real one. And then the Illusion. And the next thing to die will be Gian. Actually, no, Alone. Who is useless completely. No Global Silence on him, so it doesn't really matter. But hey, why not kill the Silencer on top of that? And Gian has Rolling Bouldered so far. He's trying to run out of the map with a hook shot to ensure they can't go any further with a Sunstrike, finishing him off. Gian hit by the Void and destroyed.
-4 once again. There is no buyback on Nature's Prophet, and what's pretty interesting, there are 3 Shadow Blades from side of the Unknown team. Well, I guess 1 gem for Big Fan will actually solve the problem. Question is, do you really want to run for so many Shadow Blades? Like on Nature's Prophet, Lina, and Aquaden? I know that you're heavily relying on some kind of a sudden pickoffs, yeah, but is it worth it to get that many?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's worth to try to get these pickups, of course, if they're not disorganized like they were. I mean, they're Unknown, for example, when they tried to take this tower down and try to get all those pickups, the Arc Warden was playing with 0 mana. And of course he dies with 0 mana. There's no way. All the time you're getting destroyed by Big Fan because you are playing in really terrible conditions, or you're fighting in really terrible conditions. And constantly Big Fan is just able to counter-initiate you constantly with the Trial Boots, of course, Invoker, the Tornado, the EMP. Is just way too effective. And it doesn't seem like Unknown realizes that they're just playing in these unfavorable conditions because they themselves don't have much counter-initiation. And that Global Silence has done absolutely nothing this whole game.
Yeah, and what's really sad, if you will take a look at Lina, actually 3 Bloodstone charges. That's a sad game for this. For J Maddie. Meanwhile, here comes the smoke from them. They're trying to go for a kill, but their best target probably they can get is Clockwork, but Big Fan are playing fairly careful.
The Arc Warden. You bring the Tempest double. Tempest double to try to attack Cash. That's not a bad idea. Ice Path committed, but Cash is already gonna lose. However, he already used a lot of skills for this. Laguna's Blade is lost, and they want to kill, of course, Alone first. Eclipse comes out. The Global Silence won't be used in time. Another Global Silence wasted. J Madi also goes down, and a beautiful usage of the Corona. Find the Arc Warden, of course, and this time he'll go down. Oh, they don't have Vision of Void, so wants to commit to this, but of course they don't know where he went. So the Arc Warden will survive Sword. Can he TP in time? Yes, he will, and the only objective they can actually kill is Gian in the end. A great chrono that results in absolutely nothing due to the lack of damage from this team, and of course, again, lack of detection. Oh no!
Yeah.
Wait, Clockwork has gem. Okay, he just didn't go near the. He was just unlucky.
Yeah, but with the Aghanim subject, he'll be able to catch up to anyone, anytime, and
Yeah.
that's a pretty scary Clockwork. Rose, meanwhile, goes to the base. Will it be another try with the Rocket Flare? Nah, he uses this to farm the creeps on the top lane. Well, they want to finish the mid. Praxis. Oh, Sword.
Oh wow, Sword, EMP, and it's perfectly timed actually. So they're gonna kill, or they're gonna take away all his mana. Dangerous to initiate upon this. Of course, Kenny wants to continue pushing. He still has the Butterfly. It does not have the Mask of Madness anymore, and of course he decided to sell that for more Mask. There's the hookshot though from the Clockwork. Finds the Silencer, tries to prevent the Global Silence again. In comes the Void. The objective is Rose, and they might be able to kill him in time. Yes, they will, as enough dispels the silence with just a Manta style. Invoker continues to fight against Alone. He's been silenced still, now stunned out. Invoker, why are you going so far in? You're gonna be punished for this, but they did get a lot of space for the Luna to push here, and the Void himself, who was fighting against Nature's Prophet. It's enough though, as they are deciding to move back into their base.
No time to retreat, yet most likely they will lose someone? Yeah, no, actually. Look at Cash. While the fight is going on, he's farming creeps with the Macropie. maybe he will get punished for this? Shrine is also burning there. Cash, you got no force stuff, you got nothing to escape. He's being trapped. Here comes the okay, he uses his mech, but bam! J-Matic gets additional Bloodstone shots for himself.
Yeah, and with that, at least that's, like you said, actually the J-Matic just deny the shrine. People keep forgetting that denying the shrine does absolutely nothing. It just gives the goal to the enemy team anyway. Anyway, that said, they're unknown. I mean, they get a couple more Bloodstone charges like you say, but you're up down to 4, so you really can't. The 4 Bloodstone charges is so little for the Lina. This item has no effectivity. The Shadow Blade also wasn't too effective this game because you already have 2 Shadow Blades already in your team. Very a questionable build, to be honest, because the gems are just guaranteed on the enemy team, of course. You don't really waste that much gold on supports if all of them can get dust, and it's always a guaranteed kill on most of your team, right? And of course, you need a Shadow Blade on Arc Warden. The Shadow Blade on Nature's Prophet or Shadow Blade on the lane are more questionable. But, well, we'll see them at least push a bit in the top lane. Sword. Able to take this tower with all the traits. Hey, he goes for... I wouldn't mind if he went for the 2x trains HP damage and then went for an Aghanim Scepter for the ultimate split pushing build. I don't think this game is a 5 vs 5 engagement.
Yep.
Oh.
It's actually true. Clockwork on the top lane is actually getting some picked off. Yet gonna also a rescue.
Here comes Luna. He wants to kill Gian. They already killed Sword. So yeah, that's the 2 kills they needed. The courier even joins in to get the gem and to laugh at him, I think. And with that, big fan will take 2 important kills, especially that kill onto the Nature's Prophet means they lost their split pusher, so it's time to push.
Yep, and there is no buybacks for 1 more minute, and well, when you're playing as Luna Invoker, that the speed of farm is absolutely insane, and Luna is so fat, Mantis style Satanic plus Butterfly. Hard to kill this one, yet what really interesting that he completely ignores BKB or anything like this.
Of course, you don't need it this game. I don't think he has needed it at all. Offensive items with a bit of defensive capabilities, like Scotty or Butterfly, or even Satanic to some degree, are or Mother Style, are much more important when literally Unknown has been losing the game most of the time. There hasn't been a point where Unknown really had the upper hand. That was mainly the early game, and that's it. And since the Global Science also hasn't been really useful, the Arc Warden himself hasn't done too much damage either, because he went for a weird build of Maximum Spark Wraith over the Flux, which is not too common if you want to dominate and get solo kills. It just overall, the BKB has not been a necessary item for Luna. Still a traditional build, but I like that he went for all the offensive items. I think it really worked out for him in the end. And nope, we'll see Kenny, careful. Oh, what just happened?
Nah, I don't know.
I actually don't know what he's... Okay, Chrono, there's the Global Silence onto the Void, doesn't really care, it's gonna kill him anyway, and goodbye to this poor Lina. They lost all their damage as Sword walks into the macro pile, and they will also lose. Rose himself is the only surviving member of this team that can actually do something, but he's been decimated by this Invoker's damage, and the Meteor will roll over everyone's faces, and the JG will of course be called out by Unknown, making this a tie between Unknown and Big Fan, and sadly, not due to any power of their own, Midas Club Elite will be losing their spot in the ProDota Cup as both Big Fan and Unknown pass on to the playoffs.
Well, unfortunately, because Midas Club Elite played fairly well today, but I guess that's not enough to play well in only 1 day. And that's enough for today. Yeah, that was the last game. Viewers are free, we're free, yay!
Alright guys, well, that said, it is pretty late. I've literally seen the sun rise and set in the day of today, and while we casted, it has been a great last day for the group stages. Those some amazing games today. Hope you have enjoyed them as much as we have, and of course, if you did enjoy the cast, feel free to follow us on Twitter at DSwordfish and at Vätte. My co-cast will be putting those links in the description very shortly, and of course, if you did enjoy this ProDota Cup, it's all thanks to the guys at XPED who sponsor this great tournament and allow us to continue with some amazing games. Feel free to check those guys out, especially if you're looking to bet for them. That said, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow with some more ProDota Cup. Tomorrow we'll be back with the EU game. Singularity will be fighting against Double Dimension at 5 CEST. We'll see you guys then, and have a good night. Until next time.